This corn sucks. Good morning. It is sunny here. Look at these trucks. Look at how nice those trucks look, all lined up in a row there. Awesome. So we finished that field last night. We got about 78 acres of corn out, and we got rain here last night. We had about 1/4 of an inch, which is probably, we should let it air out here for a little bit this morning, but as you can see, we've got sunshine, so that's happening quickly. But we will be shelling corn here later today, later this morning or this afternoon. So I've got all of this interview stuff to do here this morning or whatever it is. So gonna have to deal with that here. Phil and I came down here to Berkey. He's got a load to haul in, so he's gonna go and do that. And we're gonna get some stuff set up here and go from there. So that's the plan. Look at the sun shining off of that hood of that truck and that gold flake in there. Beautiful. If you didn't know, I painted that truck a few years ago. So I brought my battery charger down here to charge these batteries for my blower and tools and stuff. Because Jack's like, hey, I blew the corn head or the bean head off for you yesterday out there, but I ran down 2 of your batteries. But this thing sounds like it's gonna explode. You hear it? I don't know. Makes me nervous. This is like professional stuff here. Oh man.
Okay, so how did AgriClimb help you be a more successful farmer?
How did AgriClimb help me be more successful? Well, what it does is it allows me to have confidence in spraying the fungicides and some of the crop protection products that we know benefit our crops, but sometimes can be hard to use when the weather is not cooperating like we want it to. I have more confidence to spray the fungicides even when it's dry and give us the best potential outcome. Sorry.
Okay. And why?
So we only signed up our corn acres this year, which I'm pretty sure that was the only ones that we were allowed to sign up in this first year anyway. We chose to sign up the corn because that's the one that I don't know why. All right, well, that was something. So I'm done with my interview. These guys are gonna follow me around taking video for a while, it sounds like. And we're getting the combine ready to go here. It needed just a little bit of oil, Dad said. It's not really that low, but we'll put some in. And when we're done here, we're gonna move the combine to the next field. We'll have to get stuff moved. It's gonna take a little bit of time. That's okay. You guys, I just climbed into this combine 5 times. Like, you think I'd be used to being filmed, right? It's different when you're doing it yourself versus some professional film company. All right, to the field we go. All right, we are off and shelling here. We've got a whole lot of corn right in this area. This particular field's about 65 acres. We should get this one done today. Some of it, basically over there, is that 100-day corn that was super dry. These ends and just a little bit on that side of the field is 106-day. But look, it's still 15% moisture. I'm surprised. I really thought this 106-day stuff was going to be wetter. So we'll see. End rows are crappy. We need better yield than this, but I think it's going to be a little better once we get out into the field. We will see here shortly. Well, Dad and I switched places again. He's back in the combine. We're getting this field opened up here. I'm running the grain cart. And we've got something we have never seen before here. The neighbor's got a bean field that was here, and so many of these leaves from the bean field blew into the first few rows of our corn that it's bunching up. We're having a hard time feeding it into the corn head. Look at all of them. I've never seen it pile up like that so bad. Interesting. Should just be this first pass. I don't see them over here so much. So, well, there's still a bunch of bean leaves out here, but they're not piled up like that. We'll get through this. Still got a little down corn out here. This is the same variety as the first one we were in yesterday that was worse, so. Oh well, this is the last of it though, so we'll see. Hopefully the stuff on the far side of the field, and then there's another field on the other half of the section. Hopefully that'll be better. They're watching us. Yeah, we've got a bunch of down corn out here. It's not good, and I don't think the yield is as good as our other field was either, which I'm a little surprised by and quite disappointed. Is what it is. Crappy corn. That's what happens when it doesn't rain. So anyway, the film crew's got lunch for us, so we're gonna stop and go eat. Okay. Sorry, I should have filmed some of lunch there. It's just lunch. Thanks to Charlie, the guy that I know from Syngenta that kind of arranged all this stuff. He got us lunch. Some barbecue today. It was good. Appreciate it. And I'm glad we got that taken care of. So now we're going to shell corn, and we're going to try and get a lot of acres done. This stuff is pretty dry and unfortunately pretty crappy. Right. This corn sucks. No good. We just flat ran out of moisture. The kernel counts are there. Like, this ear could have been really good, but it died. It just flat ran out of moisture. Look how tiny those kernels are. Terrible. That was a 20 around by 37 kernel long ear. I bet if I did the math on this, I'm not going to do a stand count, but if I just took generic numbers and did a count on this, that would be like 220, 230 bushel corn. Oh, let's find out. Hold on. 263. A 20 by 37 at 32,000 population, which this was planted at probably 34. So 32 harvestable ears is not unreasonable. At 90,000 kernels per bushel, this should be 260 bushel corn. The ears were there. The potential was there. It ran out of moisture in August. The kernels couldn't fill out. They just didn't have enough to fill out properly. And last I checked, this field here, 115 bushel the acre. Ouch. We gave up 150 bushels per acre by running out of moisture. 115. No, 150. Yeah, 150. Ouch. That one hurts. I'm down here on the far end of this field. We've got 2 dumps in the cart already. It's not a good thing. It is not a good thing when I can take more than 2 dumps, but we kind of got screwed up in our rows with some point rows on over there where we started and stuff, so we ended up dumping going this way away from the trucks, and I'm going to wait here. He should be able to make the round and come back, and we'll start dumping going back towards the trucks here. But we're kind of sitting right in the middle of the mile section here, and you can see we've got another field of corn over here. That one is 106 day. Can you kind of see where there's a line right there? That stuff may be better. It looks like it's standing better over there than some of this stuff up here. There's going to be some soil type differences. Hopefully some of it's standing better and is actually better. This corn just got dry and it's brittle. You see the tops are breaking out of it. That's why there's a color difference. And you see a few stalks that are still standing here, but most of them, the tops are breaking over. And it's crappy. It's crappy. Nothing I can do about it. Is the yield any better over here?
It's hard to tell. I'm up to 120. It looks a little better on the map.
Yeah, 120 is not much better. The stand looks thin, but it looks like it's standing a little bit better right here, maybe.
And northwest corner is pretty purple.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Oh well, we'll see what the other variety does on the other side of the woods over there. Ugh. So, while we're on the subject of the yields here, they're pretty disappointing right now. The beans were okay or better than we had maybe anticipated, which is good. But this corn is not. It's probably worse than we thought it was going to be. And while that's not a good sign, it's not the end of the world. So one of the good things is that our farm here in Berkey, okay, so a quick lesson on how crop insurance works. We're going to talk about that for a second. And so we buy insurance to protect us against disasters, basically, which 120 bushel corn here is a disaster. And so we pay for that. It is a subsidized product, but we do buy it, and we buy additional coverage to help cover ourselves more. And basically what that does is guarantee our income to a certain level. So if our yields fall below a certain yield, or our prices fall below a certain point, or a combination of the two, slightly poor yields with below average prices, or if prices are high, then we just, it's a yield protection or whatever. So anyway, at our farm here in Berkey, our historical yields and average are actually pretty good. So we have a higher guarantee here than we do at our farms back in Waldron, which is a good thing when we have a crappy crop like this, because it means that our guarantee is higher. So it's almost, I would say it's almost certain here that we're going to collect on our crop insurance guarantee, unless these other fields happen to jump up drastically, which I doubt. Which, that's why we buy it. It's what it's there for. So it really, the difference between, I think our guarantee is like 168 bushels per acre or something, or maybe it's 80% of that. I'd have to look at it to see exactly, but it's relatively good. So anything we get below that, at that point, it really doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter that the other field went 145 and this one's only going 120, because the crop insurance is going to pay the difference on both of them up to our guarantee of 160, 168, whatever it is. That doesn't mean we don't want it to be good. It just means there's no sense in being more disappointed in this than the other field. It's a risk management product. That's why we buy it. It's not cheap. It costs us a fair amount of money to have that crop insurance there, but looks like this is going to be a good year to have it. So it is what it is. Loading trucks. Well, we're getting there. We're getting across. There's only a couple rounds left in this field. We've marched right across it here. It's a lot easier. We don't have so many bushels to haul away. It goes faster. Not a good thing, but that's what it is. So as soon as we're done here, we'll jump across the lane, do that field to the north here. There's 60 acres in that one. We will not get it done tonight, but we might have a decent day and get a fair amount of it. I don't know. We'll see. If we get far enough today, it's conceivably possible that we could finish down here tomorrow. I wasn't really planning on that, but I won't rule it out as a possibility. So since we switched the varieties here, I've noticed that Dad seems to be getting fuller in every round. Like his 3/4 lights come on sooner than what they had been. So I just asked him on the radio, and he said the yield has jumped 30 to 40 bushel. Ouch. While that is a really good thing and bodes well for the other field that is the same variety, what it means is don't plant 100-day corn here. It does not work. So you learned something. Oh well. Once again, variety selection is important, and you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So again, on that 100-day corn, I had one box of it that we planted. Most of it was all down here. I did plant more of it as replant corn, but that stuff was planted in June. It may be a whole different story. So the reason I planted some of it was because it had done pretty well in the plots for us. This is the first year we've ever grown very much of it. But last year when we planted corn in June, whole different ballgame, but still, I had some 98-day corn that was doing 180 bushel, and I thought, hey, this is great for June planted corn. I was thrilled, and so I thought, well, maybe we can go with some of this earlier maturing stuff in our area. And so I planted some of it, and it didn't work at all. Now, this year was super dry and hot, and that probably cost us on that, and different weather patterns, and this corn would have been just fine. So you can't outguess Mother Nature, just like you can't outguess the grain markets and stuff. So I probably won't plant any more of this one, tend towards a little bit fuller season stuff. For our area, 105 to 110 days seems to be the sweet spot. I'll push that a little earlier. We may still plant some 103-day corn. I'll push it a little bit later. We plant a little bit 112-day, but the bulk of it stays in that 105 to 110-day maturity corn. So, yeah, like I said before, know, you're always learning something with this stuff. So no matter what the outcome is, we learn something, and you take that information to make better decisions for the next year, so you'll be better next year. Well, I'm not sure how it happened, but he ended up with 3 rows left there. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so he's gonna end up on this end of the field. I want to get the combine empty before we jump into this field, so I'm gonna wait here for him to come back. And while I'm waiting, I know that this looks terrible, but I actually do have a corn plot out here that I want to figure out where exactly it's at, and that way Dad doesn't combine it for me. But I think what I can do with this big wet hole, this spot drowned it out in the spring, but I think what I can do when we actually go to harvest this plot, because I've got 1,000 feet of length, I've got plenty of length, I can just come in here past where it's finally good and go across the rows for a pass and even them up this way, and that will eliminate this big wet hole, which should save my data, assuming that the rest of the field is fairly even and we don't have more holes out there, which I won't really know until we combine around it. So that's my plan for this in the morning. But anyway, I know I've got at least 16, maybe 32 rows over here on the side that we can shell off now and get opened up around it, so I'm gonna find that. Just looking at our tracks here, you can see where all this grease is pushing out from our auto luber. Looks like it gets plenty if you ask me. Pressure gauge is right on 1,000. It's where we want it. And a little corn stalk buildup. Normal. Normal. Look, so much grease it's dripping right onto the guide lugs. That's okay. Not hurting anything. You can see that track flexing. So this is a equalizer cart, and you can kind of see how that one is really flat, and this one is pitched a little bit, just kind of where we're sitting there. That's that equalizer system where them tracks actually they pivot side to side as well as front to back to help keep them square and on the ground. Pretty awesome there. Trucks, combines, tractors, pickups, grain carts. Ooh, sunset. Not quite, but looks good still. Weird. If only they would all produce like that plant. That one lonely plant. Well, he's got some friends, but they're a long ways away. Well, guys, what's up? We just did a 2-hour live stream, and my eye is driving me crazy. I don't know whether I got some dust in there or what, but we're having issues tonight. So anyway, we're moving right across this field. I don't know how many acres we've gotten done, but quite a bit here. And I don't know how long Dad's going to want to work, but it is 9 o'clock. I would think pretty soon he's going to want to call it quits and go back to Waldron. So, I don't know. We'll see. We do have a 45-minute drive home yet tonight. But, yeah, going well. I think the yield is a little bit better on this side than what it was because, I don't know, he told me it was like 145 or 146, something like that. It's better. Dad's parking the combine up there. Must be he's had enough for tonight. We needed 2 more rounds to fill the truck, but that's okay. We did over 30 acres in this field, probably close to 35, which would mean we did 100 today. That's a really, really good day. Look at him, cleaning the feeder house off, feeder blower. He did get the lights clicked off tonight, though. That's good. All right, I'm gonna run this truck back over to the farm. Well, I'm back at Berkey. Neighbor dropped off a wagon load of wheat for me to treat. Said he'd pick it up in the morning. Great. So we got to do that first thing in the morning. And look, we got some new ripper points. Them things are, dang, there's a lot of meat to them. Different style, different company. We're going to try these ones. They got quite a wing to them. See how hard they pull. But when we get the set on the ripper wore out, we'll put those on. Anyway, thanks for watching tonight, guys. Sorry, I know my eye looks all terrible. It'll be better tomorrow, I promise. So, but yeah, starting year 2 of the videos here. If you missed my live stream tonight, I was telling them a little bit about some of the stuff you can expect in the next year. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of the same stuff that we've done in the last year. You know, once we get done with harvest, we'll get some equipment through the shop, spend the winter doing maintenance and that kind of stuff, and then the spring, the planting, and all that good stuff. But one big thing that is going to be a little bit different, if you've followed my channel and my videos kind of all along with me throughout the summer here, you will have noticed a few times that I had to leave work because my wife and I had a meeting. Well, those meetings were all about design and planning and getting ready for us to build a house. And we are just about ready to sign a contract with a builder for breaking ground on our new house. We're hoping to start in April. So I'm pretty excited about this project, and I'm going to try and walk you guys through it or show you as much as I can of it as we go through that over the next year here. But definitely going to be something different. So probably won't see much of it for a while here, but once we get into the spring and summer, something else for you guys to watch and follow along with me as we go through that. So anyway, have a great night. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you didn't catch the live stream today, it's 2 hours long, so have fun catching up with that, but it's there. And as always, I appreciate you watching. Have a great night. We'll see you guys tomorrow.